Welcome to podcast 22 of the ladies edition of the podcast.
We're a far cry from number 200.
Far cry from number 200, but we're getting there.
I mean, I don't know how the boys do it. Like, we only have 1 week. They are very committed.
Or one a month. We have one a month.
Yeah.
And like, that's enough. Yeah.
It is. We're good.
They had actually at one point in time came and asked if we wanted to take on more than one a month. And I think both of us were like, no. And then
we're good.
I may have given some other suggestions. So there may be more like other things coming in the future of not these podcasts, but
yeah,
who knows? We'll see.
It's good. Diversity is good, right?
He is good, but
change is good.
Yeah. Episode 200 for the guys next week, though.
Yeah, congratulations. That's amazing.
Is coming up, and we need your help. So I know that it's been posted last week about how we're looking for some quotes, and like, I'm sorry, my computer is like dinging at me.
Like, that's gonna be. We need some support.
I need tech support right now.
I keep telling Katie that it sounds like her microwave's going off and her frozen dinner is ready.
Oh, no. I'm like trying to get the words out and I just can't.
No.
We put on Facebook last week that for the 200th episode, we want to give the guys kind of a game to play. They don't usually do the games the same way we do, so we were going to create something for them. So far, I need some more quotes. If we're going to create a game, we're going to need some more quotes. So I need everybody to head on over to the 5PNU Facebook page. It's like super simple. It's 3 questions. And if you don't want to answer all 3, you don't have to answer all 3. Like,
okay, I'll do my part. I haven't looked at it, but I'll do my part. So everybody's got to step up a little bit.
It's very simple, very easy.
So we're here to talk about like Manitoba 2024, right?
Manitoba. It was a wild ride.
They always do a really good event.
Yeah.
Right. And so they did not disappoint once again. Lots of fun, very organized, crazy fun night that they had with Let's Make a Deal, which everybody enjoyed. Beautiful dinner, great awards ceremony. Like, it seemed, from my perspective, it went off seamless. I'm sure there was a couple little glitches, but I know a lot of hard work.
Yeah, you could just tell. I mean, they're having to coordinate so many bowling alleys, so many different divisions, so many different stats. And it just seemed seamless the whole way through. There was the stats up to date really quickly every time. Everybody was on it, and yeah, they really had no hiccups that I saw anyway. I'm sure there was, but yeah.
You hear my dogs playing. I don't know what happens during this podcast, but they're playing with a bone right now. We're reckless. We're reckless right now. So I don't know what Kurt is to manage the dogs, but I'm hoping you can help out. You know, while you're sort of trying to get your beeping noise underway, and hopefully Curtis comes to my rescue, I wanted to talk a little bit before we kind of get into having some of our guests online. I was just really, I don't know if I've noticed it as much as I did this year, and maybe it's because I'm kind of getting into the ladder of like my bowling career. But I was just amazed on some of the dynamics of some of the teams that like we bowled from. We bowled alongside, the tournament men and the teaching side, but the tournament ladies and some of the young talent, and I'm going to call them dynamos, that are either in their first or second year. I just want to say, like, huge asset to some of these provinces, and I could roll off a list of names, but I don't want to exclude anybody, because I really noticed it from a lot of teams. Specifically, I noticed it from Manitoba, Newfoundland, Saskatchewan, just like a lot of like young, great energy that I thought was really infectious. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really important to like talk about like the future of our game, and like how you can see this young talent and how they're kind of changing the dynamics of a team. Anyways, super impressed. If you are one of those young dynamos, don't change at all. It was beautiful to watch.
Yeah. over the last couple weeks, there's been a lot of things kind of supporting some of those young players as well. Before we get into what happened at nationals, where you have a whole show surrounded about what's going on or what happened at nationals, but there's been a lot of other things happening throughout the country from coast to coast. One of those was Tom Patterson was hosting a bowling school out in BC this last week, and like had huge participation numbers out there. They were constantly posting updates of different drills they were doing and different activities to practice follow-throughs and different kinds of techniques. And they all looked like they had a great time with that. And like over on the other side of the country, Newfoundland Bowling Tour also hosted their bowling academy summer school, where they did an adult on day one, the Saturday. So these were all the adults who participated in their bowling academy. And then they had the youth come out for 2 days as well and participate. And I know for their youth program, they had lots of different things going on where they were focusing on nutrition, they were focusing on mindset. They had different people come in for panels in person. They had some panels over Google Meet to just kind of get different perspectives, and it all tied together really nicely, but they looked like they were having a great time out there.
That sounds awesome, and like really, really rich training and a lot of fun for these kids, right? And a commitment not only by the people who are like hosting these events, but there's also, you know, coaches that are attending and people are giving their own personal time. It's incredibly rich for our bowling community.
Yeah. Another thing that happened over the last couple of days, or I guess last couple of weeks, the Pro League expansion tournament happened. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, there was 2 teams joining the league this year on the Pro League Tour. There was 8 the different teams from coast to coast that tried out for it. And after 4-game qualifying set, 2 new teams are making their way into the league. The Quebec Rebels, they averaged like 264 to get in over the 4 games, and the Storm Strikers from Newfoundland. So that's really exciting to see some new talent with like great scores. So, I mean, both teams are going to be challenging in whatever division they make it into. But if you're looking for a full set of scores on that, you can look on the 5-Pin Universe website. I think all the qualifying scores are there. There'll be some new logos dropping and new jerseys and new teams.
Great names.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. It's nice to see how much interest there is in building it. And so when we continue for years to come, there's still teams that want in. I know there's another team out of Newfoundland that didn't participate, but is wanting to next year. There's still these other 6 teams that didn't make it in that are probably going to try again next season. So the league is always evolving and growing and getting stronger, which is exactly what you want to see for.
Well, and these 2 teams, like I'm looking at the names, like these are like pretty talented, experienced players.
Yeah, they're teams,
awesome.
They're names that you see at nationals, you see at cash events, you see kind of all over the place. So it's they're going to be tough ones. They're going to be
amazing. That's so much fun.
Makes everything stronger. So that's great. All right, switching gears to Winnipeg.
Yes, I mean, we're about to get like rich into the data, but we are missing when we talk about, you know, premium in the sport. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get Courtney Lucas on tonight's episode, but I do want to make sure that we're talking about how incredible she played. First Newfoundland woman to actually win a gold medal at Masters, which is incredible. And the way she qualified and the way she handled herself in that final match against Alyssa, it literally could have gone either way. Both beautiful, talented players, but Courtney ended up winning the championship, which was amazing.
She's on vacation right now. Originally, she was like, yeah, I might try to like pop on while I'm on vacation.
No.
And then she's like, I don't think it's just going to work this week. So like, you should enjoy your time away and relax and celebrate.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to make sure that we congratulate her because she had a fantastic tournament.
Great.
When we go, and just quickly before we bring in our first set of guests, one of the things that's always happening at Masters Nationals at the banquet is a recognition of volunteers in the province or people who have done a lot to help grow the sport. So we just wanted to recognize the 4 who were recognized at the banquet this year. So we had for dedication and volunteerism, Anne Wisniewski, I believe. We kind of talked about it ahead of time to see if that's right, but I hope so. And then for volunteering and outstanding tournament direction, Fran Johnson. If you want to read this one.
Yeah, and then for also volunteerism and dedication, it was Sherry Manick. So longtime member of Manitoba, and then finally a really rich award of excellence for Karen Effin Armstrong. We all know her and love her for performance and sportsmanship. So well deserved, everybody. It's a huge commitment to be acknowledged in your own province.
Amazing. Well, we're going to get right into bringing in some special guests from the event this weekend. We are going to start with 2 ladies who had a fantastic tournament. Hi, good evening. So with us, we have Allie and Jess, and we'll give you guys a second in a minute here to introduce yourselves and what teams you were on. But we wanted to bring you both in just as you had phenomenal tournaments in both the teaching and the tournament divisions. Jess, do you want to start us off? Let us know who you are, where you're from, where you played.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Jess Levine. I'm from a small little community known as Timmins, Ontario. I was on the tournament ladies for Northern Ontario team.
Amazing. And Allie?
Hi, I'm Allie Boissier. I am on the Teaching Women Manitoba team, and I am from Winnipeg.
Amazing. So at Masters this year, just to kind of give everybody a heads up of who we have with us, Allie on the teaching team for Manitoba, you guys won gold this year.
Yeah.
And you personally were plus 381 for your POA and won 19 out of 21 points, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as I was looking at results, like even to be plus 381 is a huge feat. It looks like at these 3 houses, there was not a lot of people who were above average, and there was not a lot of people who were significantly above average. So that was fantastic. And then
I didn't know that.
And then Jess, you were on that Northern Ontario team. You won 15 out of your 21 points and averaged 251. So another fantastic tournament for you as well.
Yeah, I think it's the best I've ever bowled at a national. So it's definitely the hard work that I've been putting into on and off the lanes here is quite frankly paying off for me in the end. So we'll see what next season has to bring, of course.
Yeah. So one of the things that we were actually going to ask was, what were some things you did to prepare for this tournament? Like both of you. I mean, Allie, you came in and like, was it mindset? Was it like working of things on the lane? What were some of the things you worked on before coming in?
I think it was just mostly on the lane. From the start, we just practiced a lot, and it was just figuring out my position and how to get my ball consistent on the middle. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Jess,
Yes.
I mean, you've been preparing for a long time, but like you in 2022, you were actually one of the tournament ladies singles competing in Edmonton. So from that point to where you are in 2024, what have you been working on?
Basically, it was just confidence in my ball, confidence in your shot, knowing, watching your spot, don't lift your eyes is something I've struggled with all season long. But I had maybe one of the best coaches to kind of help me out. Some may all know her, but Nat Berry, she's the owner of the Midtown Bowl here in Timmins. And I, quite frankly, I can't thank her enough for all the hard work that she's put into helping me build that confidence and trusting my shot. And I can honestly say her coaching dedication thing definitely showed, because I bowled an outstanding tournament this year.
Well, we love Nat Berry, so we'll just say that she's amazing. But it also takes like commitment from your part, right? Like if you're showing up
Yeah.
to the lanes and then you have somebody who's super dedicated to like enhancing your performance, like that's a beautiful formula. So keep working through that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's definitely praise to her because I don't know if without her, I don't know how my tournament would have ended this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, Allie, on your team, was everybody on your team people who had been there before? Did you have some first comers? What was kind of the dynamic on your team?
We had a couple of newcomers. We had, I think, about 3 of them were newcomers, and then the 2 of us had been in it before.
You and who was the other one who'd been in before?
Sam Hunt.
Nice. And so,
Yeah.
how did the team kind of gel together? How was the experience with everybody?
Oh, it's fantastic. Once we knew who was on the team, we instantly clicked. We spent time together. We just meshed very well as a team, and we just had fun.
Such a simple formula, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
just
such
have fun on the lanes, enjoy our time together. Like, it was great.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, just you have a Hall of Famer like on your team. You were playing in a lead position. You had a player on your team who has probably I don't even know how many times she has played on the tournament ladies team, but like lots of experience on your team. And tell us a little bit about like the dynamic of your team with all that rich experience.
Yeah, so basically, some may or may not know who she is, but we had Yvette McCullen, who's been known for forever, inducted into the Hall of Fame as well. We've been bowling for a long time together. As long as I can remember joining the Masters, I've either been bowling with her or she's coached a few years. I've also had the honor of playing with my mom again this year. Some may or may not know who she is, but Joanne Sivany, she's incredible person to bowl with. Now,
Wait,
of course,
pause. That's your mom?
yes. Most people will say she's my sister. No, I will correct you. She's my mother.
No idea. We only played you 3 times. Like, I have no idea.
This is exactly why we have the podcast.
Yeah. No, that's my mom.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, and then we also had Michaela on our team who had a +1. She's carrying a baby, so she's expecting in the fall, I believe, in September, which was nice. And then we had Natalie from the Sudbury district. And, we played on the same team as well last year, and we had such a great time. I mean, they all struggled. I mean, Yvette, I don't know. I don't remember the last time she struggled so hard like this. But you're watching everybody else on the lanes getting all these breaks, and we look at us and we're like, is it just Northern Ontario thing? Like we just couldn't get no breaks. I mean, I know that I can't really say I didn't have any breaks because I did. Just from the tournament that I had this past season, it was awesome. But I couldn't think but watch. Tracy, I was watching you on the lane, and in 6 frames you had 3 sets of aces, and I'm like, wow, like for somebody who has such a nice ball like that, I don't know, she's getting ripped off there. Oh,
It's okay. I got the
tough to
4th set of
watch.
aces the very next game. So
Oh God, yeah.
It was good to watch.
I mean, yeah, our team had such a struggle this year, so we're hoping that we can bounce back and come out even stronger next year in BC.
yeah, you know what? It is a little relatable for me specifically because, those 3 sets of aces were to start the tournament in the very first 6 frames. And,
Yeah,
looking back maybe after day 1.5, like the team is what sort of, I think, held me together, like composure wise, because you can quickly fall apart and it can destroy you. And I definitely felt like I had pretty high accuracy, but not a high strike percentage, which is what we all aim for, right? Some of my teammates had very high strike percentage, but Tracy Smith did not. I tried about, I don't know, 20 different balls, but I wouldn't have been able to, I think, have the grind to add value to the team had it not been for my teammate. And like, that's really what matters, right? I felt like they had my back, they were very supportive, and it can really turn a team around.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? We also had a rookie coach for the tournament ladies team. He did the best he could. I mean, he's never coached a ladies tournament team before, so it was a good experience for him. And we're hoping that we didn't scare him away too much, and that hopefully, if anything happens, he'll get picked again in the future for the ladies, because it's always a blast when you can get these coaches in here and help us out.
I agree, Jess. You know, like every time you play at a competitive level, there's always a teachable moment. There's a teachable moment as a player, like as we're trying to evolve and get stronger. But it also is the same for coaching, right? They're learning. They learn maybe what they did. They would have maybe corrected, like make slight adjustments, and then some of the best coaches like had to fall down first before they became like really excellent coaches.
Exactly. Yeah, he was not expecting it, so we kind of surprised them at our provincial rounds. But yeah, he was all in, and it was fun. It was a blast.
Yeah. And kind of thinking about some of those teachable moments, Ali, was there moments on the lane that you can kind of draw back from or take away from the tournament and reflect on now that were going to help your game moving forward?
Oh gosh.
Or like even just a moment that you're like, oh, I really like, it felt really good there or something.
There in this tournament, there was a lot of things that felt right. I can definitely take away all the confidence I had on the lane with throwing my ball and all the positivity around me. I can definitely take that away from this tournament.
I have a question about that. Did you go into the tournament feeling that confidence and positivity, or was that something that kind of built as the tournament was going and you were winning matches and playing well?
I had the positivity in the beginning of the tournament, but the confidence, I think it just grew stronger each game, each frame we played. Just with the group of ladies we had and our coach and the love around us supporting, it just grew stronger over time.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. Jess, any takeaways for you this tournament?
Basically, I just went in with a whole lot of confidence, knowing that I can trust that shot. And when my ball was clicking great, it was nice. I pulled out some big games that really helped boost that confidence and really take in the work that I've put in for a month getting ready for the nationals. So that's something that hopefully I can bring back with me for next season and keep it going.
Those big games you're talking about, Jess, like they're so important, not only for like your own like self-value, but it also is like one of the things that enables the team to go like, we've got a shot, right? Like there's this like hope, and so people like continue to like drive forward because you do have those big games. So it's just it's a huge team play.
Yeah, it was nice having the ladies behind me and cheering me on. They know I was having a great tournament, so they were always up behind me and helping me out as well, and just just knowing that they're back there helping you out, cheering you on, really makes it a special and memorable moment, knowing that you're liked on your team, right? You don't want to be like the person that they don't like, and no, I'm not going to cheer for you. It was just nice that we're all amicable and we all loved bowling with each other, and we made the best out of the tournament.
Yeah, I love that.
So this summer, are you guys playing? Are you taking some time off before the new season starts in September, Raleigh?
I've taken a couple of weeks off. I haven't thrown a ball since, but I'll probably start back up in August, maybe.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Sam, I'm taking a step back from only hitting the lanes in September when the season starts. I've I've bowled enough this year.
It's a long season, and it's
It is,
perfectly
yeah.
normal to give yourself a bit of a hall pass in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Much needed break. Yeah, fair. Well, fantastic tournament to both of you.
Mhm.
Congratulations, Ali, on your gold medal. That's
Thank you.
always something to be proud of. And enjoy the break this season or this summer. And I support not picking up a ball till September.
Me too.
But thank you guys so much for joining us. And we'll see you on the lanes in September.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
ladies.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, there we go. All right. We are going to move on to one of Allie's teammates who not only won the gold team with her, but also was the singles representative for the teaching ladies in Manitoba. And we're going to bring her in. How's it going, Catherine?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Congratulations. Double gold medal.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
That's some good
Yeah,
hardware,
I
hey?
Yeah, it felt amazing. Especially with like all my teammates. Like I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So I don't know.
Yeah. So for people who maybe are not as familiar with Masters, and like correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
on the teaching division, so you represented on the team as well as the single.
Yeah.
So when it came time to do matchups in the lineup, you were matched up against whoever you were playing for the team point. And then
Yeah.
also you were playing against the single no matter where they were in the lineup for the singles point, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then for the team points, you ended up taking 14 of your 21 team points. So like a huge showing for the team, plus 108 in your POA. And then in the singles, you ended up with 34 points because there was 2 points a match. And
Yeah.
locked up before even the last day.
Actually I didn't like that. It was so exciting, honestly. I didn't even know that. Like leaving the alley, I had no idea. Until we were in the car, and then I got tagged in all the posts, and I was like, no freaking way. And then I basically like started screaming, and then like all the girls started screaming with me, and we were so excited. And the first thing I went and did was like found my mom, because she was our coach for our team, which is really exciting. And the first thing I did, I went and I ran to her, and I was like, Mom, look. And even she was shocked because she wasn't really paying attention. We were more so paying attention to like the team stuff and everything. And it was just really exciting and an overwhelming feeling, I want to say.
So, Catherine, you were bowling to bowl, and you just, nothing else mattered.
Yeah, see, I walked in with the positive energy. Like me and Sam, like she was more so with the energy in there, but throughout the entire season, I was like everybody's hype girl. I was always like the one cheering at all the events and like everything. So I walked in with like positive energy and was like hyping everybody with like cheering. I looked over at one of the girls because I ended up starting the day off with a few cheers, and then everybody started cheering after that, and I was like, look it, I started that.
So that's the hype girl, she just called herself, which I love that. And we opened this show talking about the young dynamos. I was talking about, I feel like, Catherine, you're one of those people, right? Like that it's just so infectious. Don't ever lose that. I think it's just
Thank
so
you.
important to keep that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When you were playing, were you finding it like challenging to kind of keep track of which matches, or were you just not even really focusing on your singles matches?
So I was kind of keeping track on the board a little bit, like keep going up there and just like checking, but I wasn't really paying attention to the points. I kind of wanted to know where we were in both positions, just to like keep that fighting spot, keep that energy going. At the end of the day, all we kept saying was total. Like all that mattered was our total. All that mattered was getting that team total. Like even if we struggled a game, as long as we like got our team point, that's all that really mattered.
So you come from obviously a bit of a bowling family. Talk about that a little bit.
So, yeah, I have my grandma that bowls, my uncle Donald that bowls. I have my mom and dad who is coming back to Masters actually, and that's very exciting.
I love
Um,
that.
He's coming back to Masters next year. My siblings used to bowl, but they like stopped for a while. I stopped for a while because I have 4 kids myself, and I decided to come back into it, and it was probably the most exciting season after coming back
To come
into it.
Was this the first season back after kind of taking a break with kids?
Yes, this was my first like tournament season back. I did a year of league bowling, and then I came back to tournament this year, and strong.
It's a great way to do it.
That's so
Two gold
awesome.
medals around your neck.
So what is it that you love so much about the sport?
I guess all the stories that I heard from my mom growing up, like she would always come home and like talk about her fun experiences and would show us like her pictures and everything. Like when I was a kid growing up, my mom had towels of every province that she went to and put all her pins on it. And beside it, she would have like her team picture, whatever picture they took that year. And it was so exciting. And I always looked at them because they were framed on the wall. And I always said I was going to do that. I want to experience that. And when I did it this year, I told my mom, I was like, I did it. Like, I came in to get it and I did it.
Yeah, double medal. You sure did. Right? And so how, like, are your kids involved in bowling?
Yes, they are actually. My youngest isn't old enough to do it, but I'm sure once he is, he's going to get into it.
Yeah.
But my oldest loves it so much.
This is why we see things like Sandy Anderson getting, you know, her 35 year at Masters. Like, it's just really hard to turn away from the people specifically. That's
Yeah.
just what makes it so wonderful, right? So
100%. Throughout the event, did you kind of have moments where you were like, this might be like a good event? Like, this might be the one where I win that gold.
So I came in with only like one goal in mind. That was like the team. I wasn't like more so focused on the single. I was coming in for like that team. I was more so focused on being there for the team and like the support and everything. And when I realized halfway through that like I was actually throwing good and doing good, that's when I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Even just like the smile on your face when you talk about bowling.
mhm, I know.
Like, I
It
can't
is.
even imagine bowling on a team with you. And like Ali already mentioned it a little bit about just like how supportive the team was and the vibe of the team. But like, you
it was
can-
so amazing.
comes through when you just talk about bowling.
I've been bowling since I was 3 years old, so it's part of me. It's part of my blood. It's in there.
That's amazing. So like, what are the goals for next season then?
Basically to do the same exact thing I did this year. I'm gonna practice hard and try and figure out what I did this season and do it again.
What
Wouldn't
are all those things?
that'd be amazing? Like a full repeat, right?
It definitely it was during one of the one of our I don't want to say contingent, but I do. We had everybody from Manitoba like come into one of the rooms for like crackers and everything, and Tim said like the feeling is like a drug. Like you're just gonna crave it and want more, and that's exactly what the feeling is. Like I can't describe it other than I want more, and I'm gonna do as much as I can to get that spot for next year.
Mhm.
That's amazing. So when you look ahead, like bowling's been kind of your passion for a long time, and you obviously had great success this season, moving forward into next season. Cash tournaments, events like that in your future?
I was thinking about it. Me and my mom are definitely talking about it. One of the ones I don't
Diamond Ladies Classic sounds like a
yes,
good
it's
one.
definitely on the table, but
Mhm.
I think she has a partner, so I want to find one, and then it's definitely on the table.
We can help find you one if needed, FYI.
Sounds good.
We know some people.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I will keep you guys updated.
Okay.
But that's definitely on the table. And then I watched my mom do amazing for her open season. So I was talking about maybe like doing the open and stuff like that. And then maybe more. We'll just have to see.
More.
We'll also have to see if I can find a sitter.
Fair.
Right.
With 4 kids, it's tough to like balance all the events that you want to play as well as all the things your kids are doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that definitely would be challenging. Yeah.
They love it though. They were so happy. That was like my first time away from them. So when I came in, my oldest definitely almost cried, which made me
Oh.
cry.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
I
I
want to
showed him-
cry.
I showed him the 2 gold medals and they just started screaming and dancing around the house. And I was like, that's how I feel.
That's
so
awesome.
And that is legitimately how you feel. I saw you at the banquet dancing up and down, so I know that's how you feel. That's fantastic. So are you playing it all this summer? Are you just kind of taking a break after a fantastic tournament?
My kids are in that like
Kids
the
Bowl Free?
kids bowl free or what, like that thing.
Program,
So I plan on taking them out and maybe throwing a few balls here and there and doing what I can, because the 3 are in YBC, so I want to get them some practice in. So basically, I don't know, throw
Yeah.
some balls here and there until the season starts, and then obviously do as much as I can after that.
What center do you play out of?
So I started off at the Ville when it used to be the Ville, and then I went to Polo, and then I transferred from Polo to Billy, and then I've just been bowling out of Polo since
Okay.
I like came back and like brought my kids back. They've been bowling out of Polo, and that's basically like our home again.
Nice.
Amazing. Well, hopefully the summer goes well and like
Thank you.
gives you time to refresh after a busy season. I know it's probably a little bit more challenging with 4 kids running around, but
Take me back, please.
Yeah.
next season you'll be there. Next season.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Thank
will
you
see
so
me in
much.
BC.
Yeah, in BC. Perfect. Thank you so much for taking some time out to join us tonight. And
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having me once again.
yeah, congratulations on a fantastic season.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. We are moving on and are at the point where we get to bring on our teammates,
I love that.
which is kind of fun. Like,
Yeah, it's also very emotional.
do you have your cleanup ready just in case?
I do have a few Kleenexes, but I don't think we'll be like rolling any crazy videos or anything like that.
I don't think so, but okay, we're going to bring them in and
Amazing.
we'll
Down, bud.
hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi. Is Jennifer. Oh, I thought Jen was frozen there for a second. Well, she might be.
She's hit or miss, I think. Hit or miss.
You guys are
Just on the
freezing
golf
a lot.
course.
How?
Hmm.
She may need to go back out and then come back in once just to refresh it. But welcome back to the Ladies Podcast, guys. And I miss you all.
Let's talk about it. It was a bit of a wild ride for us, or for me specifically. But I just want to say I have probably not been on a team that was so relentless about their pursuit for accuracy. And I know I said this on Facebook, but like honestly, just like this calmness about the execution of it all. And honestly, we had players going at any given time. Heidi, you had an amazing tournament, 17-4-0, averaging 260, 64. Jenna, averaging 262, kind of on the top portion of our team. Katie, 256, and Jen averaging 241. Our record was like 17-4-0, team average at 253. It's quite like it for me. It was just like we sort of like always knew we were like striving to get to the top, but it wasn't easy for us. And in fact, we didn't do it until the last day. And just like an incredible run, the last 9 games, we were unbeatable the last 9 games of the tournament. We lost 1 point on the last day, which just happened to be my point, that we lost. I'm not taking it too hardly, you know. But like, it just was an incredible run. And, you know, I'm proud. I'm sure all of you were very proud. Jennifer was like your 25th national attendance at Masters, which is, you know, was celebrated with Sandy Anderson achieving her like 35. We don't see that a lot. Getting those people over 20, you know, 30 years, like it's just a huge, rich accomplishment. You know, Jeff is taking us very seriously right now as he tees off.
I can't help but laugh at Jeff.
I know, right? Like it's just crazy. So anyways, I just wanted to make sure you guys heard that all and maybe do a little bit of a round table, Katie.
I mean, it started off pretty rocky for us all having to get in our cars and drive down to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
That was an adventure in itself, which didn't necessarily set us up right at the beginning for the best event, but like we persevered through it and realized that like it is what it is and go from there. And yeah, it was a wild ride. Like I'm just glad that you guys were all there to support me when I blew my shoe out. And I had no idea what to do. I was panicking. The panic on my face was probably so evident when I held up both the shoe and the heel apart from each other. I'm like, what do I do? There was like, I had no idea. None. It would
My first thought was like someone has glue somewhere, but not thinking Jen had an extra shoe with her. So
yeah, bless Jennifer Baker and having the same slide that I have, because being able to just throw her shoe on last minute and be like, okay, I'm going to play in this today.
Well, you were a bit
it worked for
reckless.
you.
I was a bit reckless.
That
But,
was not the only thing that happened to you.
Shocking.
Oh, they need to make bigger hazard signs in places so that people can see them.
I showed you once, and she
Twice.
did it twice.
Back to back.
Yeah, I fell
Back
off the
to back.
lane at the one place, what bowling center was that? St. James.
St. James.
The like bowling step up is like this big. And so then the first frame, I misjudged it. I came back, I fell, but I didn't fall all the way. And so I was like, okay, we got this. The second frame, I was so careful. I was walking. I wasn't even like running it back. Completely fell to the ground, sat there in an own puddle of shame. And then when I got up, Heidi held up my heel and went, here you go. It was no longer
Like,
attached.
oh no.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was in trouble when I got 3 sets of aces to start the tournament in the first 6 frames, and it didn't get much better for me from thereafter. But maybe we'll start with a little bit of a round table, and we'll just kind of talk about like how your each individual experience was on this this gold medal team. So we'll start with the 25-year veteran Jennifer. Maybe let us know, like, you know, compared to maybe like all of the, you know, 25 teams that you've been on, you know, how was this team for you?
The team was really good. I struggled with the position. I've not played leadoff in a good long time, and I find I put a lot of pressure on myself up there. So the fact that I wasn't getting anything running but still winning my points is fine, but it wasn't the performance I wanted by any means. But a win's a win, right? No matter how you look at it. If you're winning your points, you're winning points. But yeah, I find that up there, I just put way too much pressure on myself, thinking that it's me that needs to get this team going. And it's not.
No.
But
And that was the neat thing about this team. Obviously, like I struggled personally. Wasn't the performance that I was looking for either. I don't think I would have like overcome like my little hurdle, which I felt kind of occurred for about a day and a half until I started like using everybody's balls like on the team just to kind of like test out like what could work for me just to try and get some a little bit different pin action. But my personal perspective was like if I didn't have the team rallying around me and having this calmness, I always felt like I had 100% support, that I could eventually add contribution and value to the team where I needed to. And I felt like I achieved that. So for me, it didn't become about the average and or the point wins. It actually became more than that for me.
Jeff, are you in between shots and want to share your thoughts on the team?
Give me a second. I just got to my ball.
Was it a good drive?
Wasn't bad.
Fair.
Well hit for being a little distracted and people talking to my backswing. That's okay.
Oh, fair. Why don't we go to Heidi? We'll let you hit, and then we'll come back to you.
Sounds good.
Heidi, your thoughts?
I really enjoyed the team. Like me personally, I try not to focus on my own individual performance. I want to be a good teammate. I want to contribute. And I want to help my teammates out. And I think I did that. And then to be able to perform on top of it was just icing on the cake.
Mm-hmm. Rock solid in that bottom position. You weren't moved at all. You did what you needed to do. So dependable. I would say 99% of the time. Like you were just incredible. Incredible start to the final game from against Manitoba. Like that was just an incredible start to kind of just like continue to like help the team kind of build momentum. So yeah, Heidi, it was beautiful to watch.
Yeah. Jeff, thoughts?
Yeah. For us and really for me overall, there was never the quit, right? And there was never panic on the team. And that's what really kind of stood out for me is just everybody kind of knew what our goal was and what we were working towards. And we stayed calm, and there was never any worry or any panic. And we started a little bit light out of the gate, but after that it just everything seemed to click and come together. So that's kind of one of the big things that stood out to me. And just all of you, playing the different roles. Jenna, we talked about what your role was, and you embraced it, and it was phenomenal. Heidi, you're just rock solid in that role that you're in. Jen, I put you in lead. I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself, but you came through when we needed. Mm-hmm. And Tracy, the fact that you continued to plug away and continue to push. You were throwing an amazing ball. You just struggled with that ball deflecting off the 3-pin. So and then Katie, you were you bring that lightening the mood in the team. So it was amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good dynamic as a team. Just everybody kind of gelled really well and was able to hold each other up when needed and support each other.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna, thoughts?
Well, for me, being one of the youngest on the team and not having a lot of adult experience compared to the rest of you, this was like the best team I think I've played on, and it was a very strong team that I could depend on. I had all of you in my ear at one point or another, just kind of having my back. I had a few moments of just needing some calm and some peace just to get my game going. I definitely had a few in my own where it was a very rough, rocky start. I feel like most of them were a rocky start, but I managed
to. You're a great back half Berta player.
I realized I was like, I can't start games, but I can finish games. So, but team dynamic wise, like I think it was amazing. We did gel really well. I think playing in a spot that I've never played before and had to get used to was interesting, but it worked, I think, for this team. And I only have good thoughts to say and words to say because I'd love to have this team again. So, yeah.
Yeah. My only regret was not winning $1,000 off of Tracy because I couldn't finish the giant sandwich.
I forgot about that. I forgot about
Shouldn't
it.
have eaten the veggies beforehand.
I
Or
I was
the
like starting a
animal crackers.
GoFundMe page.
It was a sandwich the size of my
You
head,
just-
and she told me if I finished it in 15 minutes, she'd give me $1,000. I didn't finish it.
There was a lot of bread.
I was getting a little worried though,
It was so
because the way you were going at that sandwich.
I tried so hard, but
Thank God for the bread on that sandwich. I did forget about that.
She did
Yeah.
an amazing a lot of talking in between though. Like
Less
Well,
talking,
there's a
more
lot of
eating.
talking.
Strategically, I was doing that intentionally, trying to drum up conversation.
yeah, Tracy kept
was
asking me questions. I'm like in the middle of eating. She's like, "Well, how about this?" I'm like,
It's true. I do think like for me personally, I felt like I hadn't had as many games and reps in my game this year. Like took away a little bit from my game. I wasn't bowling league. Obviously I qualified for Masters. I played the Open. Well, one of the things that I did notice specifically on this team was, the three women on the team who like all won gold medals. So Katie, Jenna, and Heidi, you all had a lot of reps this year in your game. You all play on in the pro league, like things like that. So just as like people are thinking about like next year and what's important for your game, like I took a little emphasis off my game this year. I know Jen also took a little emphasis off her game. She was she's still playing, but she doesn't play the Open. But the three of you had a lot, like your accuracy on the middle and your strike percentage was like in my opinion outstanding. And I do think it has a lot to do with the commitment that you are giving to the game. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because we're always striving on this platform to use it as an area where, women are working on their game at all different levels. And we've talked about this where we continue to strive for something that maybe we haven't potentially achieved. I've had conversations with Heidi about certain things that is in her goal bucket still, and she's been around the game for a really long time. I've spent the last week or so just kind of looking at like sort of past Open accomplishments, like dating back from the late 80s all the way through. Jennifer, the amount of Open teams that you are, on and you were successful in, when you committed to the Open is just outstanding. I've looked at averages from the Open the last two decades, Masters the last 2 decades, and you can really like look back at some of these like veteran people like Sandy Anderson and Karen Armstrong and Jenna and Heidi. Like your averages on this team this year are amongst the best that I've seen the last 2 decades. So I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
thank you.
so goals for next season? Anyone have a goal for next season yet? Have you thought of it yet?
No.
Just get through summer.
Well, let's just like round table all playing pro league next year.
Yep.
All of us, including Jeff being the coach of the Carnage. So that's big commitment. If we can ever convince Jen to come back to the Open, that would I keep trying every year, girls. Like every year, and every year I get a no. But I know she'll play Masters again. I'm gonna make a few more attempts as well. I got to try and hit number 25 for a Masters, and it's just a little bit away for me. So yeah, I'm committed for Masters for next year for sure.
I'm not 100% sure if I'm committed for Masters next year.
Oh,
I know that I will definitely be playing the Open. Masters in BC.
I'm sure that week change doesn't help you either.
yeah.
Yeah. Masters in Kelowna being moved a week sooner. So it's at the end of June. It's right in the end of the school year. And if all things go well on the Open front, that's a week at the beginning of June and a week at the end of June. It's tough with report cards and saying goodbye to kids. And so I'm not 100% sure. I'm on the fence. I would love to play. I would love an opportunity to go back and defend our title and see, but I'll have to make adult choices, I guess, at some point in time too. And
yeah, that is a tough one to navigate, right?
yeah. Masters just falls so nicely most years with teaching schedules. Like I end school and then I go to Masters and I don't have to take any time off, or it doesn't affect my 9 to 5. So this is my daily dose of what most people have to go through to play all the events and understand that time off. But unfortunately, in my line of work, time off for me affects 25 other little ones. So
yeah,
different, but we'll see. We'll see. But definitely the Open for me.
Yeah, Jennifer?
The timing actually is pretty good for me with the boys still being in school. It's one less thing I have to worry about. To be honest.
Yeah. Fair. And Heidi?
Yeah, I'll be playing Open and Masters. I'll probably try and do a few more cash events this year. I usually do TPC and Heritage, but we did Beef Bowl, but I think I'm going to add Autumn Open. Just try and get those reps in, get that match play practice, because I'm still after a singles title at some point. We'll see what happens.
Amazing. And Jenna?
Obviously, have to defend both titles now again. So playing both for sure. I definitely would like to go for singles for both again. I'm fighting for the gotta beat Jen for Masters kind of thing. But doing all of that, same with Heidi, cash tournaments, probably just Autumn Open, TPC, and Heritage. I did Red Deer this past year, but just with work and all of the time off as well, it's a lot for me. But I have been practicing a lot more just kind of off the lanes and out of leagues. So I think that's been a bit of a new one for me, but it's helped a lot more. And so I've been practicing a lot, and I think it's going to continue. So mostly the same goals as usual.
And just as long as you're bringing Steven with you, we're good.
Yeah. He's coming everywhere. And I mean, that's who I've been practicing with. So it's been nice having like a different set of eyes, not just like coach eyes, I guess. So, but yeah, no, he'll be everywhere. He'll be a cheerleader for all of us. So
I mean, we forget to mention him, but he was a huge part of everything that we did, right? So it's super enjoyable on the final night. We all really enjoyed him. So, and then Jeff, what about you? Like coaching? What's next in the coaching realm for Jeff?
Yeah, I've definitely coached the Open, put my name in for Masters, right? Put my name in for both. Got the Carnage, and I'll decide. I did take up. I got some 4 steps this year, and then also Youth Challenge. Not sure if I'm going to put my name in for those yet, but we'll see. March turned into an absolutely crazy month, so we'll see where things are and trying to just balance things with personal life and work. So yeah.
That's the thing we forget about is the involvement with the kids. And there's multiple people here who have their kids in YBC. We've got, people who are coaching YBC. So like there's a tremendous amount of time being spent at the bowling alley.
For sure. Well, thanks guys for coming on and joining and chatting with us for the last 20 minutes or so. It was so good to see everybody again.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Hugs in person.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Good to see you all again.
Okay.
See you guys soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Well, I don't know what's wrong.
People were leaving when I was trying to kick them out. Oops. Okay, we are almost at the end here. We have one more, well, I guess 2 more special guests to bring on here together.
Yeah.
To just quickly touch base and celebrate a big event that kind of stole the show over at Masters. Hello, you two.
Okay, how are we feeling
Hi.
after the big unveiling?
What's
I've
up?
never.
Oh, I don't know what you want from me.
Can you hear us? Hello?
No
I don't know if
sound.
they can hear us. I can hear them.
I
Oh,
can
There
hear
you
them.
go.
Okay,
Yeah,
we can hear
There
you
we
now.
go.
You can hear us? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Personally, this was the best thing that has ever happened to me at a national event.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I have never seen that ever, which was amazing.
We have the
Brittany,
video. Do we want to just like
we
quickly
do. Let's
Oh.
do the video.
I only have it on Facebook. I was not able to get it like off of Facebook, but
Let's watch it again for like the millionth time. Speed is here.
be quiet already.
I may have lost at everything this week, but the one thing I love to gain
That's
is
on
a partner
fast.
and my best friend,
That's great.
Brittany Michelle DaCosta, was married.
Now, what you didn't see, Brittany, was how excited Derek was before. And he was coming around to all the tables and kind of giving, some of the tables. I don't know all of the tables, but I know our table was hit. Like, FYI, this is going to happen. He's in his uniform. We've made a uniform change. He's put on a pink golf shirt.
I know. You went like the full 9 yards.
Incredible. How are you guys doing? It's been 2 weeks. How are you guys doing?
We've been amazing. Honestly, it's still such a surreal feeling, and like to constantly have the ring on is still like surreal.
Mhm.
And sometimes I call him my boyfriend because I'm so used to it. So to say fiance it's incredible.
Yeah.
There's no one else I'd rather marry.
Yeah. So, Derek, how long were you planning that this was going to happen at Masters, at the banquet?
3 weeks,
Oh, it's pretty
if
like,
that. We were at dinner one night just talking about rings, and she's like, "Well, I don't need this 5-digit ring." So I'm like, "Okay, well, let's go to the mall tomorrow, check out jewelers, show me rings you like." We go to Michael Hill. She finds one she falls in love with. There you go.
went back to it, hey?
No, she picked like 5, where it's like,
I picked 3, and he definitely picked the best one. So he gets popped.
Amazing.
And were you expecting it to be at the banquet there, Brittany?
Well, I knew he brought it to Masters. I just didn't know what day it would be. But as the days went by, the banquet was the only thing left.
Right.
So you were kind of expecting it, maybe.
Yeah, I knew he was going to do it at some point during the week. I just didn't know.
Oh, you should have told me that.
She had it all in her head that this was
It's
like
just so exciting. Never been happened. I don't know. I don't think it's ever been ever happened.
I don't know.
There's a lot of bowling couples.
Yes.
So yeah, very, very, very cool. Congratulations to you both.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it just like, it's such a nice way to kind of wrap up your whole bowling story too, right? Like, I mean, Eric, you're originally from Manitoba.
yeah, that was the biggest part that made me do it. Like I said, he gave it a couple weeks time. So like I said, I took her to the mall like the next day after our dinner. We found the ring and then thought to myself, I'm going to be in Winnipeg at the end of June. Might as well. It's the perfect time to do it there.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I think the crowd was going to be that loud, but that just made the moment more perfect.
Fair. Well, you're surrounded by all these people that love and care about you.
Of
from
course.
across the country, which is always an incredible feeling. Was mom happy and excited?
Yeah, that was also the biggest thing with my mom being there for it, because both of our dads are ill in a different way, and her mom almost made it up to the week but didn't. So it was nice to at least have one of the parents there in a way.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Wow, what a nice little like feel good story.
So what are next steps? Like, are you guys starting to plan? What's kind of the lowdown on the planning?
Do we drop it here?
Yeah.
Did you drop it?
Well, when you say
Yes.
that, like you have no choice.
You have no choice. You can't let us.
Yeah, no
Well, the
choice.
wedding's actually on the back burner right now
Well,
because we have plans of our own of a different province to live in.
we are going to move back to Winnipeg next summer.
Amazing.
Oh, that's exciting.
Amazing.
And then we want the wedding to be the year after back in BC.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So 2 years away next year, move home back to Manitoba. That's a big
Yeah.
move. It's a big move,
Yeah.
Britt.
It's a big move and it's like obviously very scary given that I've lived in BC my whole life, but
Mhm.
I think it's the time and it's perfect for us to do it next year.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations. It's a big decision, obviously.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's gonna be many people opening with open arms, waiting for you to get there.
Yeah. And I mean, he did it because he came to BC, so like anyone can do it.
Yeah.
That's,
Sure.
well, like Alyssa did it, right? She's
Exactly. There's so many
happier than
people who
ever.
have done it.
It's a great bowling community, right? Like you'll settle in just nicely.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, a huge congratulations to you guys.
Mhm.
It was definitely
Thank you.
so cool to be there, feel like a part of it, just being able to watch it all go down and see it firsthand. But
Happy for
thank
you both.
so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Okay, we'll see you both soon. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, good, of course.
Okay, bye.
all right.
Cool podcast, Katie, number 22.
22, number 23 next month. We're just going to confirm the date, so we're not going to drop one yet with some summer travels and things. It will not be the third Wednesday, but it will be one of the other ones. So
Yeah, for sure.
let you know as soon as we know. Other than that, make sure, I think there was a couple things. Gallagher Cup and Tour Finals. If you are going to be in the Sherwood Park area, August 10th and 11th, Gallagher Cup is happening on the Saturday night and with players from all over the country. And then Tour Finals are happening the next day at noon. That's the one that we film, and like the winner does not get released until the episodes come out much later. So if you want to know who wins, you got to be there. $10 a ticket. It's a fun day. I enjoy
It
it.
is a fun day. I really enjoy it as well. I'll be there supporting the Gallagher Cup. And then obviously I love watching the finalists. Like, yeah, it's good.
Yes, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
And then 200th episode coming up. I need your quotes. So please, 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 I'll share it again on the 5PU, my personal page, all of those things. But please send in your quotes so that we can get something going for the boys and help them celebrate 200 episodes. It's quite the milestone
Yeah,
and the
it's
dedication
amazing.
and work that have gone in to that many episodes again.
No, me neither. It's another day. Well,
Other than
thank you, Katie, for being so organized and helping out with the agenda and getting everybody on the podcast. It's a
All
huge lift that you do that for us. So I appreciate you.
No worries at all. And thank you for another fantastic show. And I
Yeah.
hope everybody's enjoying their summer break, whether they're bowling or relaxing. And we'll see you next month.
Sounds good. See you later.
I
Oh,
don't-
see you later again.
I feel like we're
we're
on the
still live.
we're on the other episodes. Okay,
We're-
we're gonna try again. Have a great summer,
See you
guys.
later.